Welcome to Sports Talk with Sam Jordan here on Nuga Radio, 92.7 FM, 95.3 FM HD4. It's a beautiful Monday. Hopefully you've had a great day wherever you have been, whether it's here in the Tennessee Valley or wherever in the world. Welcome aboard to Sports Talk with Sam Jordan. Well, the big game is tonight as far as for all you basketball round baller nuts that are out there. And Michigan and Villanova are going to be vying for the national title in men's basketball action. That'll get underway with a tip at 9:20, and that game can be seen on TBS, not CBS, TBS, or Turner Broadcasting System. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird not seeing the national title game being on one of the mainstream networks. But they're all taking their turn in the TBS, TNT, CBS, and True TV round of things as far as airing the national title game. And of course, they've been all playing the tournament all throughout. And then, of course, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. What a shot. I mean, just kind of like putting it up, looking for something. You know, they at least tried, and that big try ended up winning the national championship for Notre Dame. And so the Lady Fighting Irish winning the women's title in the NCAA tournament here on Friday night at Madison Square Garden in New York City. My Penn State Nittany Lions won the NIT tournament. And I've been told throughout the weekend from various people, you know, winning the NIT is like second best, right? A lot of people keep telling me not in tournament is what it stands for, meaning the NCAA tournament. And that may be true. But, you know, the Big Ten, everybody was looking at Purdue and Ohio State, Michigan being the top teams. So they're only taking so far deep into one of the Power Five conferences like the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, and so forth. But Penn State, you know, won it. They, I believe back in 2002, they had won the NIT championship before. So it was good to see my Nittany Lions cutting down the rip, net and everything, and enjoying the victory, savoring that taste. And I know when I was looking online at the Center Daily Times up in State College, where Penn State is based out of, really had some pretty good celebrations going on throughout the weekend. But the big NCAA men's championship tonight, tip-off for 9:20 between the Michigan Wolverines and the Villanova Wildcats. So it'll be interesting. A lot of people were rooting for Villanova. They are stacked. They are very solid, and have had a great season. And so Michigan, they haven't lost a game, I believe, since January, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, are on a roll. And it will be an interesting contest. But like I was saying to Keon here before we went on, I think this is going to be another Villanova-Kansas type of a game where Villanova is going to set the pace after maybe, I'd say about 7 or 8 minutes of the first half. And then they're just going to stroll right on by past Michigan, and it's just going to be academic by halftime, I would imagine. But hello to all of our viewers out there on Facebook, and we're glad to have you along wherever you may be. And you're watching Sports Talk with Sam Jordan here on Nuga Radio. I want to say a big thank you to Purity Water and Coffee Systems, Drinking Water and Coffee Systems, one of our new supporters here at Nuga Radio. And if you are looking for a water system for your office or for your industrial area, or you're looking for a good coffee service, get a hold of Clay or Corey at Purity Drinking Water and Coffee Service. And they will give you some great information on trying to get the right system for your location, wherever it may be here throughout the Tennessee Valley. Did you hear, while we're talking about basketball, UTC's Mackendy London has declared for the NBA draft? Those are one of the things that a lot of players will do, they'll kind of test the waters to see if there may be some bite out there. Going fishing a little bit, I guess you could say, for an analogy. There's some players, I believe the one for UT, Admiral Schofield, he's testing the waters in the fact that he is going to go out for the NBA draft, but he's not going to just totally go all in, because once you get an agent, you're definitely committed, and there's no return to college basketball, even if you have a season or two left. But with McKinley London, he's going all in, and he announced that on Friday in a tweet. I am declaring for the NBA draft. That was at 3:50 p.m. on Friday where he did that. The 6'10" junior forward from Nashville announced on Twitter that he's officially entering his name for the 2018 NBA draft. And he's ready to continue doing what he's been doing all of his life. He averaged 13.6 points per game this season for the Mocs, the second highest on the team, led the Mocs in rebounds with 6.9 per game, also setting a UTC record this season with 3 games of at least 20 points and 15 rebounds. Now, he has not hired an agent yet. He can still withdraw his name in return for his senior season, but he has to do so before June 11th. So got a little bit of time where he can, see, how things are going. But as of right now, he is going out for the draft coming up here later on. All right. If you'd like to call in and participate here on Sports Talk with Sam Jordan, you can call us at 423-800-8949, 423-800-8949. If you want to talk about the NCAA Final Four championship game tonight, you can do so. Be more than glad to chat with you on that. Also, Chattanooga Lookouts are going to be in action tomorrow. They set their roster already earlier today, and there's quite a few that are going to be coming back from last season's squad, and they're going to be in an exhibition game to help the Chat State athletic programs. And that exhibition game with the Chat State Tigers will get underway tomorrow night. Let's see here. The Lookouts announced their preliminary open day roster for the 2018 season, led by manager Tommy Watkins, composed of 13 pitchers, 2 catchers, 6 infielders, and 4 outfielders. 13 were on the team at some point last year. Of the players that are on this year's roster, returning to the team are top prospect Steven Gonzalez, who wore number 2 last year, Nick Gordon, who was number 4. Last year, Gordon was among the best lookout hitters with a .270 average, 29 doubles, 66 runs batted in, and 80 runs scored. Fellow starters Lewis Thorpe, who was number 12, Zach Littell, number 15, Cole Stewart, number 18, and Randy LeBlanc are also back in the rotation. Bullpen features 2017 lookouts Sam Clay, Ryan Eads, Tyler Jane, and Todd Van Stansel, plus newcomers Ryan Harper, Zach Jones, and Williams Ramirez. This year, the Lookouts pitching staff will be handled by catchers Brian Navarrato and Wenton Sawyer. Navarrato spent part of the 2017 season in Chattanooga, while Sawyer was a member of the Dodgers organization and played mostly at AA Tulsa. Manning the infield this season will be Gordon, who is the brother of former Lookouts infielder Dee Gordon, who played for the team in 2010. And let's see, rounding out the infield is fan favorite TJ White, Twins top 10 prospect Brent Rooker, as well as Sean Miller, Chris Paul, and Ryan Walker. Infield has several familiar faces, including, let's see here, Edgar Corsino, Tanner English, and Lamonte Wade. So a few familiar names. Corsino returns to Chattanooga after finishing second on the team with a .302 batting average that occurred last year. The trio will be joined by Xander Wheel, native of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, who spent all of last year in Fort Myers, Florida. So that will have a little bit of a home feel for him. as well. Fans will be able to see the 2018 Lookout Squad debut tomorrow at AT&T Field when the team takes the field at 6:15 for an exhibition game against Chat State. Admission is $5, folks, and all the proceeds go to the Chat State athletic program to help them there. All right, after a little bit of a delay with Facebook Live, we're back on there. And, of course, we're on YouTube, and you can always listen to us at NoogaRadio.com and on Shoutcast, tune in with the mobile app, and a whole lot more. So lots of ways that you can tune in and listen to the great shows that we have here on Nooga Radio. We're going to check in with, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Susie Armstrong with Ned Jarrett's World of Racing. Get you updated on the NASCAR stuff going on here on Nooga Radio 92.7 FM.
A week after his win in the STP 500, Clint Boyer is probably still celebrating.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
I'm Susie Armstrong, and this is Ned Jarrett's World of Racing.
Welcome back to Sports View. Next topic. Is it really all about power? Makes me think of Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Gives you the power to find options based on your budget. Let's go to Chuck for an irrelevant analogy.
Man, back in the day, people didn't ask how many oranges are in the crate. They just took the oranges. They didn't say, are there 6, 7, 12, 15, whatever. It was just oranges. You get me?
We get you, Chuck. In a word, oranges.
Give it to us straight with the Progressive Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Victory Junction was young race driver Adam Petty's dream. He worked toward building a camp where children with serious medical conditions could concentrate on fun and not their illness or disease. When he died tragically, his family and friends around NASCAR made sure that dream came true. Today, Victory Junction is a camp that provides fun, life-changing experiences to children dealing with illnesses and disabilities, all at no cost to the camper. Help us serve more children by visiting victoryjunction.org.
A week ago, Clint Boyer won in the Cup Series for the first time since 2012. The veteran driver has experienced a few career ups and downs. The Martinsville winner was involved with the Michael Waltrip Racing Richmond scandal, losing that ride in 2015 and joining Stewart-Haas in 2017, where he finally scored the win last Monday. According to Boyer, there were some doubts about returning to Victory Lane.
You know, back then that was a tough year for me, waiting on this opportunity. But that was the thing. Since these kids, this changes your life. Starting to wonder and worry that you ain't going to be able to get them in Victory Lane before it's all said and done, and then you're going to have a chance to see all this. And we'll have a picture on our wall for a long time.
I'm Susie Armstrong, and this is the World of Racing on the Motor Racing Network.
All right. Thank you very much, Susie. And we're back here on Sports Talk with Sam Jordan. And don't forget, you can catch all of the exciting NASCAR action all season long right here on your NASCAR racing station. Nooga Radio 92.7 FM, 95.3 FM HD4. Our next race coming up on Sunday from the Texas Motor Speedway with the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. And you can catch that right here through our facilities with Performance Racing Network. And it should be an exciting race. Stewart-Haas Racing has dominated the season for the most part. They've taken 4 of the victories in this 2018 season already. With ever since the second race of the year, Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500, the Pennzoil 400, the Camping World 500, and then the Auto Club 400 and STP 500. The last race that we had, Austin Dillon and Martin Truex Jr. are the only 2 that are outside the Stewart-Haas Racing family. And Truex got the Auto Club 400 over at Sonoma back in March 18th. But other than that, the Atlanta, the Las Vegas, and the Phoenix and Martinsville races have been controlled by Stewart-Haas Racing. Austin Dillon getting the victory in the Daytona 500. And so it kind of pumped up his career a little bit and brought a lot of notoriety his way because of being the grandson of Richard Childress, who was the owner of the number 3 car that Dale Earnhardt Sr. drove for many, many years. So it was good seeing the number 3 car being back in victory lane, especially with the Daytona 500. So whether or not he'll be able to get back into that winning circle again at some point during this season, we'll have to wait and find out. But Texas is an interesting racetrack. They have the guns ablazing and everything when they're shooting them off and everything. And of course, with Martinsville, you get that big grandfather clock, but I believe Texas also does that as well. Besides the gunslinging shooting going on, they also win a big clock as well. So it is prestigious for the drivers in order to win those certain items, during a race, throughout the NASCAR season. It's not just all about the money. It's the pride of winning, the various items that they attach to the various races for the drivers to be able to enjoy something. Yeah, they get a part of the cut, whereas the majority of the money goes toward the team and paying for all the employees. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar operation. So, the tracks were starting to get a little creative in offering, these various prizes. And so, Martinsville, with the grandfather clock, and it just, makes it extra special. 423-800-8949 is the phone number to call if you'd like to participate with Sports Talk with Sam Jordan. Don't forget, coming up after CBS World and National News, my good buddy Keon Rose is going to be in the studio. He's already in the building. This guy is dedicated. Sometimes he wonders how dedicated he should be, but he is a great host to listen to when he gives his opinions on the various sports going on. And I'm sure he'll be talking quite a bit on the NCAA Men's Championship tonight. So it is going to be an action-packed night of talking basketball, hoops, and everything. NHL playoffs not that far away. Nashville Predators was on the road at Tampa Bay over the weekend and pulled out a good win down there, beating the Tampa Bay Lightning, I believe 4-1 Sunday night. And the Predators, they are already stoked. They're ready for playoffs. They want to win it all. Pittsburgh, the Penguins, edged them out, went the full 7 games. And I'm sure at some point we'll probably hear from my son, Sam Jordan, who's been covering the Preds pulse all season and trying to find out what's actually been going on in Nashville and whether they're trying to tweak a little bit, that sort of thing as they get ready for the playoffs. I know they've already been pitching the fact of having playoff tickets. And, it's not a small investment to follow your favorite pro sports team going into the playoffs. And I'm sure it's not a cheap hobby to follow the NCAA tournament, like when they have the national championship game, even in football with college football playoffs. With tickets in Atlanta, they were going for thousands of dollars. Yeah, I'm only imagining what the men's basketball tournament seats are. I don't know. That may be something interesting to find out, Keon, if you can hear me out there. Nope, he's got the headphones on, listening to some audio. But it would be interesting to find out how much tickets are going for the game down in San Antonio, where they're playing it tonight with Villanova and Michigan. And that seems like it's a pretty good neutral site for both teams. So it will be interesting to see who wins and if it's going to be a landslide victory. Keon and I both are thinking Villanova is going to run away with this like they did with Kansas here over the weekend. But Loyola Chicago just couldn't quite get it done, even with that good luck charm sitting in a wheelchair there on the sidelines. Sister Jean, I think is her name. So she didn't evidently give them all the luck that they needed. Hopefully you had a good Easter yesterday, you and your family, wherever you may be. It's about family and faith as well. So hopefully you had a good day yesterday. I will eventually see my grandkids and my older kids and everything here later on, but you kind of miss out on that. We've got more sports to talk about when you return with us after the break. We're going to be talking a little bit of baseball, softball, a little bit more on auto racing as well. We'll talk about the Lookouts as they prepare to start their season tomorrow with an exhibition game with the Chat State Tigers. And they've also got Media Day coming up tomorrow as well. We've got more of those Sports Talk with Sam Jordan coming up in a moment here on Nuga Radio. Come back, all right?
The Tennessee Valley's news talk leader, Nuga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Panhandling's on the agenda for this week's City Council meeting. On Tuesday, the City Council will meet to discuss the panhandling issue. There are currently 2 ordinances which address it. The first, sponsored by Councilman Oglesby and Councilwoman Burrs. The second is an alternate. A body was found at the Cascade Motel in East Ridge. Police believe he was the victim of an overdose. The camp for the homeless closed down. It turns out it was built on a former toxic waste dump. Officials observed the campsite, once used as a dump for industrial waste. They've determined it should contain no permanent residences. An East Ridge teenager has been missing now for over a week. 16-year-old Alicia Mabry has been the subject of a non-stop search by the TBI and the East Ridge police. Her father says that she has mental health issues, and he wants her found as soon as possible. Sean Hannity, weekdays 3 to 6. Russell Stroud, Nuga Radio News Talk 92.7 News, now.
Chattanooga Morning News with Russ and Val. Weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Nuga Radio, 92.7 FM.
Chattanooga weather.
Expect a few passing clouds and milder weather out there through your nighttime lows into the upper 50s. For Tuesday, breezy, warm highs soaring into the mid and upper 70s. Tomorrow night, areas of showers and a few strong storms will march in from the west. Breezy, cooler, and drier Wednesday, high staying into the 50s. Check out Glass Farm Nursery, now with a big assortment of tropicals to beautify your lawn and garden just in time for spring. Open daily, closed Sundays. That's Glass Farm Nursery, Highway 11, 4 miles south of Trenton. And I'm Sourcing 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Moore.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
Here's what advertisers are saying. Nuga Radio.
Radio station, they really care. They're always calling me probably once a week, checking on me, seeing how things going, see if they want to change any of the ads or do anything different, seeing what my needs are. I've gotten business off the ads that you do for me, and seems to be working well at this point.
Prices were very fair. Areas in this town that we aren't able to get other ways, so your radio station is able to help us out, and I really appreciate that.
We've been very pleased with the services we've got. It seems like everybody over there cares about what they're going to do, how it's going to work for us on this end, and we've been very impressed with the creativity of the ads that we've heard, and they always seem to be right on point.
Been doing business with News Talk Radio for quite some time. It's the best place and the best value you can get for your advertisement. The commercials are great. They're very professional. I was actually blown away.
The commercial that they put together was awesome. It was way far above all the other radio stations we've dealt with. The best we've had yet, guaranteed.
The Tennessee Valley's news talk leader, Nuga Radio, 92.7 FM.
High drive, left field, good, ball, baseball, Lookouts win.
Your Chattanooga Lookouts are back. Opening day, Thursday, April 5th, 6:15 p.m. featuring post-game fireworks. Get your tickets today at lookouts.com.
Chattanooga Paint and Decorating would like to remind you it's that time of year again. Spring has sprung, summer just around the corner. The temperature is perfect for outdoor entertaining. But are you ready? Is your house a little dingy? Does your fence need a coat of stain? Is your deck showing wear? If you've got work to do, Chattanooga Paint and Decorating can help. For exterior paint, stains, sealants, and supplies, stop by Chattanooga Paint and Decorating today on Hickson Pike across from Valvoline or on ChattanoogaPaint.com. Get an extra 10% off. Just say you heard it on the radio.
They're all under $10,000.
$10,000.
That's right. Powerful V8 Hemi cars under $10,000 at Southern Fleet Sales in East Ridge. But you got to get there now for the best selection. These are retired cop cars. And man, are they fast. You want to look really cool? You want a fast car for under 10 grand? Then get to Southern Fleet Sales in East Ridge. That's not just a V8. It's a V8 Hemi cop car. SouthernFleetSales.com. 3900 Ringgold Road, East Ridge.
Mom's Furniture, her boxes of paperback romances, Mom's Estate. Oh, call Dan. Dan will help you get on with your life. Let Dan clear the old house. Take care of everything. He'll hand you a nice check. 314-4034. Dan, the cleanup man. 314-4034. In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with whom? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Let Goss Insurance in Chattanooga help you today. GossInsurance.wordpress.com. Goss, representing Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. GossInsurance.com. Goss. GossInsurance.com. Representing Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. 875-2500. 875-2500.
Nuga Radio. Are you brain dead? Still voting for pathetic liberals? Take 3 hours of Sean Hannity from 3 to 6.
Nuga Radio.
Then call us in the morning between 9 and 11.
92.7
Nuga Radio. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Sam Jordan's Nuga Radio, 92.7 Sports, now.
Nuga Radio 92.7 FM, 95.3 FM HD4, and of course at NugaRadio.com. We are so happy to have you join us wherever you may be here in the Tennessee Valley or around the world. Tuning in, whether it's on TuneIn or on our website. And of course, you can always call in with your questions or comments at 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. You can also text us your question on Facebook Live. We're broadcasting live on Facebook Live as well as on YouTube. NCAA Men's Basketball Championship tonight between Villanova and Michigan. Who are you picking? I'm going to root for Villanova, partly because of the fact Michigan's from the Big Ten. You know, my team's Penn State in that regards. But Villanova is also from Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Yes, they won the championship here previously, and they have built an outstanding program there. They haven't gotten to the point where they're obnoxious in their winning, but they've been very methodical in their winning, to say the least. So, you know, I'd like to see Villanova be able to win. And I think Villanova is going to do it handedly. Do you have a thought on that? You can always call us at 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. Let's talk a little bit of high school sports, if we would. Baylor found itself in a situation, the Saudi Daisy Invitational Gold Bracket Championship game against Siegel. And Siegel was hitting the ball all over the lot, according to reports at Warner Park. Baylor's pitching was having a little bit of difficulties, and the Lady Red Raiders defense crumbled in the fourth and fifth innings when the Lady Stars scored 5 and 7 runs respectively. So Siegel crushed Baylor in that gold title game by a score of 12-2. Ottawa got past McMinn 11-3 for the silver championship in that game. Siegel is now 17-1 and riding a 12-game winning streak. Baylor goes to 12-2 on the season. So that's how those two teams met. And let's see here how Ottawa, how their season is going. I don't see it offhand, but you know, a lot of good baseball and softball going on in our region here. While we're talking about baseball, ninth-ranked Bryan College baseball team down visiting Milligan College out of Tennessee by a score of 8-2 on Friday in Game 1 of their 3-game Appalachian Athletic Conference Series. Buffalo stampeded back and managed an upsetting sweep of the Lions in Saturday's doubleheader to capture the series 2-1. Again, with a trio of Milligan pitchers allowing Bryan only 3 hits as their offense helped the Buffaloes cruise to a 6-2 win. Final game got underway. Both sides continued to answer, but ultimately a big third inning by Milligan and a run into the top of the fifth aided in the narrow 5-4 victory. It's the first time this season the Lions have dropped an AAC series and only their second and third losses of the year. Despite coming up short, Bryan still sits atop the conference standings at 12-3 and owns an impressive 28-7 overall record. Milligan improved to 6-9 in the AAC and 12-19 overall. Bryan's back in action tomorrow with a road contest at Mid-South Conference opponent 19th-ranked Campbellsville University in Kentucky. Single 9-inning game scheduled to start at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So best of luck to Bryan College baseball in that regards. Milligan College was able to turn on the heat late in the game, won for a 3-2 comeback victory, and followed with another late effort in the second contest to escape 6-5 and sweep the Bryan College softball team in 2 narrow outings. Bryan, with those 2 losses, dropped him to 6-8 in Appalachian Athletic Conference play, 9-25 overall. Buffaloes improved to 7-3 in the AAC and lifted their overall mark to 14-10 on the season. And let's see here. Bryan resumes conference play as they play host to the number 2 in the AAC standings, Reinhardt University of Georgia, tomorrow in a twin bill. First pitch slated for 2 p.m. So both Bryan College baseball and softball hitting the road tomorrow for their respective outings. Cleveland State softball goes 1-3 against Walters State. They traveled over to Morristown on Friday and played, and also on Saturday. And they went 1-3 versus conference rival Walters State, winning game 1 2-0, and then losing games 2 and 3 and 4, respectively. Cougar pitcher Cheyenne Stockwell, 11-7 on the season, struck out 9 in the 2-0 game 1 victory as the Cougars out-hit the Lady Senators 6-4, scoring 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Lady Cougars softball set to host the Volunteer State Lady Pioneers in home conference action on this coming Friday, with a doubleheader scheduled to start at 2 and 4 p.m., then on Saturday at noon and 2 o'clock, respectively. So Cleveland State taking 1 out of the 4 games in a doubleheader from this past weekend. Whitwell captures the Yellow Jackets softball title. Lady Tigers of Whitwell bounced Marion County 6-3. So that was in the Yellow Jackets softball classic. So with that, they got a 3-1 win over Sale Creek and Marion County that put a thumping on Red Bank in a 10-0 win to set up the matchup for that championship game. Let's see here. Trying to find out if Marion County goes to 6-6. Whitwell is 10-8-1. And trying to find out with some of the other teams, but high school action continues in softball for our region teams. All right, we're going to get back into a little bit of racing action. The UCRA I-75 Raceway season opener again goes to Corey Hedgecock of Loudon, Tennessee, driving to his 2nd consecutive season opening I-75 Raceway United Championship Racing Alliance victory on Saturday night. Hedgecock earned $2,000 in outrunning Jimmy Elliott of Cleveland, an action-packed 40 laps on the track that was reconfigured this offseason by owner and promoter Tim Kyle. Ruben Mayfield of Lenoir City, Tennessee, placed third in the car backed by Kyle for his best-ever UCRA finish. The 25-year-old Hedgecock won his 3rd overall victory of his young 2018 campaign, fresh off the birth of his newborn daughter, Lillian, and mom, who were all in attendance. Hedgecock's rocket chassis is powered by an Eagle Racing engine, sponsored by Cushman, KMP Used Cars, Transport One, Voodoo Technology, Sweet Trucking Company, and Rebel Diesel Performance. So congratulations to him on multiple regards as far as being a new daddy and everything. So no events are scheduled for April, with Wartburg, Tennessee Speedway hosting round number 2 for the $2,000 to win on Saturday, May 5th. Also, interesting note here in the UCRA, race teams from Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky joined the UCRA, with Kentuckian Zane Powell topping the rookies list after round 1 on Saturday night, finishing 8th. Finning and 2-time points champion Rusty Ballinger was not in competition Saturday at I-75. But racing will return very, very soon to I-75 Speedway. So hopefully at some point we'll be able to get to have Tim Kyle on our show in regards to the 2018 season. Well, as we said, NASCAR was off this past weekend, as they always are for Easter. But let's check in and see what things are being discussed on the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series circuit with a look at NASCAR today.
A Hall of Famer remembers the late Alan Kulwicki.
I remember just massive emotion. The sadness was incredible.
I'm Woody Kane. The story next on NASCAR Today.
Progressive presents Get Pumped. Inspiration to help you do insurance stuff.
Okay, time out. You're gonna let your budget be the boss of you? Take control with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay for car insurance, and we'll help you find options that fit your budget. Here's some music to get you pumped. Da-dong, 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 dang, dang. I hear your budget laughing at you. Oh, wait, that's just those kids laughing at me. Ignore them! Da-dong, da-dong,
Progressive
da-dong.
Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
When the sun goes down, the NASCAR stars come out.
Green flag, green flag, green flag. Just under 48.
The spring race weekend at Richmond Raceway, back under the lights. April 20th and 21st. The Toyota Care 250 on Friday, and Saturday night's Toyota Owners 400. Get your tickets at richmondraceway.com.
Red rear, guys. Red rear. Going to be there bringing that thing to the second fly, baby.
NASCAR in Richmond. Some things are better under the lights.
1992 Cup champ Alan Kulwicki was certainly an underdog when he won his title. Drivers who were also owners weren't unheard of, but generally they weren't as competitive as the bigger teams. Kulwicki died in a plane crash on April 1st of 1993 while heading to Bristol Motor Speedway. NASCAR Hall of Famer and MRN analyst Rusty Wallace came up racing with Kulwicki in the Midwest.
Alan was the little guy that came with nothing, that really won races and a championship with hardly nothing. There's times you go to the shop, he had like 2 cars sitting there when everybody else had 10 cars sitting there. And they would take that same car and rub on it, clean on it. It'd show up at the next race and look like $1 million.
We've got much more on Kulwicki right now at MRN.com. I'm Woody Kane. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Racing Network.
Alan Kulwicki was definitely a wonderful driver. He wasn't successful with winning races all the time, but he was a fan favorite throughout the NASCAR circuit in the 70s and part of the 80s and everything. And, was really a great driver. I mean, he kind of reminds you of an earlier Mark Martin. Who was just here in the Chattanooga area several weeks ago over at Car Express. They're off of 153. And just, he was one of those that just kept plugging away and would win races from time to time and everything. And just made it, where he was a fan's driver. Just really made it fun for everybody to enjoy the sport. So NASCAR action returns to Nooga Radio 92.7 FM this Sunday with the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 from Texas Motor Speedway beginning at 1 o'clock this Sunday here on Nooga Radio, your official NASCAR racing station for the Tennessee Valley. Also, we've got the pit reporters that you can listen to here this weekend. Get all the latest racing insight prior to the race itself. As teams are preparing for this race, they've had a full week off to kind of, they had several weeks in and they can recharge the batteries a little bit, get ready for the next long run that they have coming up. Have you made it out to Martinsville or did you go down to Atlanta or Daytona to catch the races? Bristol's coming up here in a few weeks. Well, actually, week after next. And then Richmond, Talladega, which that comes up April 29th. And we've got a chance for you to win some tickets for the Talladega race, the Geico 500. And we'll be telling you more about that here within the next couple of days. So, if you'd like to be a part of a great promotion like that with winning tickets to Talladega, if you're a business out there, you can always give us a call at 423-497-2407. Once again, we want to say thanks to all of our viewers out there watching us on YouTube and also on Facebook Live with Sports Talk with Sam Jordan. You can hear us each and every Monday through Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. And then The Clutch with Keon Rose follows us from 8 to 9. And then we've got that venerable Alex Jones that comes on from 9 to 10. Friday nights, a little bit different with Nuga Sports Outdoors with Cindy and Randy and the rest of the gang. They always have a fun time in here. They make it entertaining. They enjoy themselves immensely talking about the outdoors. It's not just sports in general, but talking about racing, cycling, hang gliding, paddle boarding, just all kinds of different activities that go on in the outside, in the outdoors. And, you know, the Chattanooga and Tennessee Valley area is a great area for outdoor enthusiasts. And, you know, of course, we have the triathlon, the Ironman competition that'll be here later in the year. So it's always great to talk about outdoors. So you can catch Cindy and Randy Friday nights from 7 to 8. They kicked me out of the studio unless somebody gets tickets to go to a concert coming up here soon. And it's like, oh, Sam, can you fill in for me? It's like, sure, why not? If I had the opportunity, I would go and see the concert too. But, you know, being able to talk outdoors, it's a great thing. You know, it's healthy for you in a lot of different ways. Breathing in that fresh air, seeing the beauty that we have in this great area. I'm telling you, I mean, I've only been here since September. But I tell you what, the more and more that I keep exploring what the Tennessee Valley has to offer here in the Chattanooga area and also in North Georgia and even over in Western North Carolina is really amazing. I haven't quite made it over to Alabama yet, but I'm sure that will be on the agenda at some point here in the near future. Don't forget to join Russ and Val every weekday morning from 6 to 9 with Chattanooga's Morning News. It is the most informative 3 hours I think you could ever come up with. 12 times an hour traffic and weather. Sponsored in part by Purity Drinking Water and Coffee Service here in Chattanooga. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a water or coffee service for your business or industry or whatever, give Corey and Clay a call at Purity Drinking Water and Coffee Service here in Chattanooga. They will be more than glad to get you set up, and it's very affordable. And, you know, they've got various kinds of coffee that you can choose from, whether it be a light roast, dark roast, all different kinds. And Clay and Corey will get you set up rather quickly, and they can have you installed within an hour. That's how long it took them to install a water and coffee service at our new location that we're moving to over in Eastridge. And, you know, it's like you can't ask for better service than what you would get from Purity Drinking Water and Coffee Service here in Chattanooga. Don't forget the Chat State Tigers are going to be playing an exhibition contest against your Chattanooga Lookouts. If I'm not mistaken, this is the 13th time that these two teams will be meeting up in this exhibition. Also, the game will be featuring a poster giveaway for the first 2,000 fans for the regular season opener on April 5th, this Thursday against the Birmingham Barons. That game is set for a 6:15 start at AT&T Field. And there will be post-game fireworks as well. Season tickets, mini plans, they're now on sale. You can secure your seats to the season's best games by calling the ticket office at 267-4TIX. 423-267-4TIX for your opportunity of getting some season tickets for the Chattanooga Lookouts, the defending Southern League champs. And they are returning quite a few starters and players from last year's team, so it should be an even more action-packed season as well. All right, 423-800-8949 is the phone number to call if you'd like to call in. We still have a few moments left, and let's talk sports. High school baseball, softball still going on. They've still got pretty much the entire month here to finish up their season, and then we got the playoffs coming. But, I figured I'd hear from people talking about the national championship game going on tonight. Figured... are there any Michigan Wolverine fans out here in the Tennessee Valley? Or are you rooting for Villanova to win that championship matchup tonight? Notre Dame beating Mississippi State for the women's NCAA championship the other night, or last night, I should say, and with a big three-pointer. I mean, it was like lofty and far, and it went right through the net, and the Fighting Irish ladies basketball team winning that national title. Normally, you would see Connecticut in there, but Notre Dame pulled the big upset to get to the national title game by beating the Lady Huskies, who have always been a powerhouse. And, Connecticut, Tennessee, usually you hear them, two teams in the same breath as far as being powerhouses in women's basketball, college basketball, but, just upset special this year. And we really thought that Loyola Chicago was going to be one of those upset specials, but did not come to fruition. So Villanova, Michigan bring their best tonight. Tip-off set at 9:20. Keon Rose is coming up next after World and National News from CBS here on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM. We'll talk to you later on with a sports update. Have a good night. Till then, so long.
Chattanooga Morning News with Russ and Val. Weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Nuga Radio 92.7